But that's the only thing that gets us out of our house. The other thing, the positive thing in all of this is that television has become really compelling. There's really good storytelling and really good acting on TV now. So particularly on cable and pay cable. So it's there's no reason. When you can watch Downton Abbey at home. Why do you don't have to go see anything in a movie theater?
2 nights in a row on your couch with blankets and food.
Downton Abbey is the best thing
on my couch
that ever happened to me.
No. When I first discovered it, I just devoured it. I watched 7 episodes in like the period of 3 days.
I did 7 episodes in a day and a half, and I made myself hold the last 2 hours so that I had something to watch the next day. Yeah, I'm obsessed.
You have season 2. I don't have season 2 yet.
I haven't started it yet. Andrew and I are watching.
What is wrong with you two?
I know.
I'm trying to finish Weeds.
Whatever.
And I had to go see Taylor Kish this weekend.
Apparently,
your life is so hard. Well, do you think that TV is still sort of the ugly stepchild of entertainment? Because
I don't anymore.
Yeah,
I actually don't. I think there are a handful of people who don't and won't do TV, but think about it. Who have you not seen on television?
Well, wasn't Ryan Felipe, speaking of random examples,
there's a lot of
about to be on TV?
There's a lot of movie stars who are about to be on TV for this upcoming pilot season and then pulled out.
Well, a couple who pulled out, yes.
Well, Ryan Phillippe, Goldie Hawn.
But I think that's when they get down to the realities of the grind. TV is hard work. I'm not one of those actors who's going to complain about my great fortune. I loved being on a series and I love doing it, but it is hard work for a long period of time, and you put in the hours. So I think if you're used to having a much more balanced life, it can be a bit of a shock.
Well, and with all these TV stars, specifically the reality TV stars, becoming sort of a lot more prominent, I sort of changing subject slightly, but I feel like in your case, being on a gay show or gay themed show, as opposed to these people who I wouldn't say are classy or role models at all, do you feel like you've been sort of pushed into being a role model for the gay community?
Everyone always rejects the term role model, and you kind of have to, because it's such a bullshit idea of something. Am I grateful for the opportunity to speak about issues that are important to me? Absolutely. Am I grateful that my having been on this particular TV show gives me a platform to talk about the LA Gay and Lesbian Center, of which I'm a member of the board of directors? Absolutely. Do I think young gay people should model their lives after mine? No, they shouldn't, because I did a lot of stupid things and made a lot of fucked up mistakes. So in that sense, I certainly shrug off the mantle. But am I proud to be a part of the community? Absolutely.
I think that's very well said. I do want to bring up one thing that you just said, which is about the mistakes that we tend to make, and not to get too cheesy, but it's something I do every show. I think what you said is beautiful, because you actually are a good example by admitting to and owning the mistakes that we make as human beings. I think in order to be a more perfect human, you have to have those mistakes and those failures, because they're never actually mistakes. They're all beautiful learning opportunities to evolve as a human being. And I'm so grateful for the many flaws and failures of my life, because they've taught me so many more things than I would have ever learned had everything been a success.
Well, aren't you just Pema Chodron, Buddhist?
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. I love you so much now.
No. I'm going through a real Pema phase right now. And for those of you out there, if you're looking for like a great kind of spiritual teacher who is super chill, and she's sort of like the hip grandmother you wish you'd had. My grandmother's awesome. I don't doubt she's listening, but Pema's like the kind who'd be like, "Oh, so you shit yourself? We'll clean it up." Like she's just she's a lot of what I keep reading these days from her is about be good with the mess. Be good with the mess inside you. Don't get sucked into the idea that I would be a good person if. She's like, you are a good person, and being petty and being small and being angry and being volatile, all of those things are part of being a human being, and therefore are part of being a good human being. So get comfy with the mess and be amazed at how your perception of the world changes.
I love that.
I think our weaknesses are like our joints. They make us flexible and fluid. Does that make any sense? And yes, I agree. It suddenly got really hot in here.
Yeah.
It's 1 billion degrees.
Yeah,
in here.
I don't know where that
It's
came
just a
from.
ploy to get me to take my clothes
I
off,
was
right?
just thinking
Yes,
about that.
exactly.
And then I was thinking about the air high five I should give to Chad for the fact that we just got you to take your shirt off.
It was totally intended.
Anyway.
So what are you doing with the LA Gay and Lesbian Center lately? I mean, I know you do so much with them.
Well, like I said, I'm on the board of directors. Just for those listeners who don't know, the LA Gay and Lesbian Center is the largest gay and lesbian organization in the world, by far.
When are they going to change their name to like the Worldwide Gay and Lesbian Center?
Well, it's funny. We're actually we are constantly in a conversation about the brand and what it means and how do we maximize what we do,
right?
In terms of its reach and all that kind of
Sure.
thing, and how do we have a place at the national table? We are the largest gay and lesbian organization in the world. We do 250 to 300,000 client visits a year. Wrap your head around that. That's more than 250,000.
What does a client visit mean, though?
It means somebody comes in for medical treatment, for a therapy session, so it's not unique clients.
Legal services?
For legal services, for counseling, for to be a part of a support group,
To hang out?
to hang out, to LGBT homeless kids coming in for a place to sleep or for a meal, like all those kinds of things.
Senior services.
mentors.
Clearly, we're also versed in the services of the center.
But it's great because there are a lot of people who aren't. There are particularly a lot of people in our age range who are. I just lumped you guys in with me, suckers. In our age range who aren't versed, and that's one of the things when I joined the board that I really wanted to make sure started happening. I really wanted to make sure that people of our age know about what's there, whether it's for them or for someone else that they know. Right now, we are still signing up writers for AIDS Life Cycle, which is our biggest fundraiser of the year. And if you sign up and use discount code Peter, all small, no caps, Peter, Peter, you get $20 off your registration fee.
And what's the best way to do that? LA
LAGayCenter.org. Yes.
Great.
LAGayCenter.org.
And that's June 3rd through 9th, right?
I think you're right.
We will tweet and Facebook the promo code.
Awesome.
We love the center for a variety of reasons, and we're also big fans of AIDS Life Cycle.
Awesome.
For other reasons. So absolutely. However else we can continue to help you guys spread the word, we will do so.
Good. And one of our big fundraisers of the year is coming up soon, An Evening with Women, which I go to every year because it's kind of like the hipper, cooler gala.
I'm a woman.
Linda Perry helps us put it on every year, and which means that really groovy people like Christina Aguilera and Pink and really amazing people like that. Heart.
I've never gone to the Evening with Women.
You really, really, really should because it's really, really cool. It's amazing. 2 years ago, Heart came and sang. And I was never a huge Heart fan, but to hear Ann and Nancy Wilson blow a stage up from 500 feet away was pretty incredible.
It's the other thing is I think so many people in the LA community, for example, that we all talk to, our peers, our contemporaries, fellow activists, things like that. So many people are so quick to say and point out and bitch about the gender divide that we have in the LGBT community. So here is a beautiful chance to take action against that, right? To
Absolutely.
say, I'm not just going to be someone who says, oh, yeah, we don't really hang out with lesbians too much and lesbians don't hang out with us too much. This is a perfect opportunity. And knowing that males are welcome.
Yeah, 100%.
To be able to go pitch in and buy a ticket and show up and show the support and ask some cool questions.
Yeah, the whole idea of An Evening with Women is to sort of reverse tip the balance of the scales a little bit back toward 50-50. Just to the center provides a lot of services both to men and to gay men and to lesbians, and we also have a big transgender program too, by the way, which is new and we're very much at the forefront of, and so I think it's worth mentioning to people that. If they need that kind of help, it's a place to come.
So it's for girls and girls.
You can do better than that. Come on, one more time.
Girls.
You can do better.
What? Yeah, you just sound like somebody's Midwestern,
right?
Mother.
Right. Or like someone some old dude pulling up to a stripper joint, being like, "Girl."
Well, isn't that what we're doing after the show?
Oh my god.
There's so much going on in the world today. Besides the LA Gay and Lesbian Center.
Santorum won
Mississippi and Alabama.
Not a big shocker, but I don't think Mitt Romney is very happy.
Yeah, but he still won delegates from it.
Yeah. He's in huge. It's a mess.
The whole thing just
boggles my mind.
The Republic chaos.
Don't
boggles
underestimate the power of crazy.
my
That's what I keep
mind.
saying.
And did you guys see the clips of Romney like trying to be all hip and southern?
To talking about love and grits, it was pretty staggering.
Was this also when he talked? Well,
I call him the Mitomaton because he's so not a real human being.
It's just the worst.
But I will say this: I'm pulling for him. I am not one of those people who wants the craziest of the crazies to get the nomination.
Because you never know what could happen.
If the European economy tanks, suddenly anyone can win that election.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
So Santorum is too dangerous.
It's still
And Santorum,
anyone's race right now.
We become persona non grata in this country. He signed documents saying that he's going to investigate the gay community. Do you know what that means? I mean, that's McCarthyism. That's McCarthy-esque speech that they're talking about, holding us accountable for our aggressive acts against the security of this nation and the sanctity of marriage. What the fuck is that? I can't, Romney's scary and I think soulless, but at least I think he's sane.
But his wife drives a couple of Cadillacs.
He's a numbskull. I mean, the things he says every time he tries to, just
tries
just
to be a normal person.
I've got, I'm friends with some people who own NFL teams.
It was NASCAR.
How many times? No, NFL. He just did the NFL again.
Really?
That's my point. Is he just keeps making those same mistakes?
It's awful.
It's hilarious.
Thank God for Saturday Night Live for some of those moments that they've provided us.
Yes.
Oh, political elections. So much fodder, so little time.
Coney. Can we jump into Coney super fast?
Sure.
Is everyone cool with that?
Sure.
So by now, I think, the world has seen that documentary 2 or 3 times at this point. It's got over 70 million. That was yesterday. I don't know what it's up to today. It is the #1 viewed viral video of all time. And there's some interesting debate that this brings up. Pro and con. So obviously the pro, we can all imagine, it's shining a light on an issue. It's obviously creating a villain. But the interesting arguments against it that I've seen. Have you guys seen these arguments? No, the anti-Coney stuff. Well,
everybody's anti-Coney, right?
Well, sorry,
Coney's the bad guy.
Yeah. No, good point.
Nobody wants people, warlords making, child soldiers.
Right.
That's
Wait.
bad.
Who's everybody?
So those that are saying negative things about the Coney campaign, let's put it that way, are calling the Invisible Children campaign directors self-serving and manipulative. They've pointed out many facts in the documentary that are inaccurate. They've also said that things like, for example, the 30,000 child slaves and soldiers that have been abducted is over all the time since the LSA has been founded,
Which has been like 15 years, right?
Yeah, so something like that. So I mean, anytime something that is done with such a megaphone to it, with such a huge scale, is going to have a microscope put up against it, right? So obviously there's going to be people that are going to try to tear it down because their video didn't get more views, or they have a competing interest or a competing activist movement, whatever the case might be. So that's understandable. But it's also talking about how it's creating lazy activism, quote unquote lazy activism. That people believe that they are somehow a good person, an activist, that they're doing something that matters by reposting something or retweeting something.
Do you know what, though? I take exception to that part of the argument. I think there are other arguments about this Coney thing. I think anytime someone holds themselves up as the solution to a problem, that's a scarier thing, quite frankly. I'm going to fix this. Send me your money, and we're going to go solve. We're going to go save the day. There's a messiah complex there that I think is actually a whole different conversation worth having about lazy activism. Here's the simple truth: lazy people they've always been lazy. It's not like 10 years ago those same lazy people were like, well, I can't hit a button, so I better get on a plane. They never did that, or they weren't. They're not going to write checks and put them in envelopes. They never were going to do that. What this actually, we live in an age where you give me some information and I have a way to express an opinion about it that registers, that lands. I mean, think about gay activism. Think about the same-sex marriage conversation. Part of the reason that is changing on a bell curve to the speed of which we've never seen in a civil rights movement is because of that kind of lazy activism. It's because people can go, oh, I like gay people. This video is adorable. Tweet. And they send it to their friends, and their friends go, "Oh, I was kind of grossed out, but that video was really sweet." And tweet, and like it's a way of sharing information.